Hey guys, so today we're going to look into a new song. It's been a while since I made a song tutorial, so we're going to look into AC/DC Shot in the Dark. It's a new song from the new album. I just saw the music video, so I thought it was really cool. And Angus' playing is spot on as always. It has a really cool riff in it as well, so let's crack on. Okay, let's figure out the structure of the song first, just so we know what we're working with. So we have an intro A and intro B. I'll explain the difference later. Then we have verse, pre-chorus, chorus, intro B, another verse, another pre-chorus, chorus, intro A. Then we have a solo, and we're back in the chorus. So the main riff of the song sounds like this. So what we have here, we have fretted 7th fret in the strings 2 and 3. Then we have the same thing happening on the 5th fret. So we have the bar with ring finger and index finger. And then after we fret it on the 5th fret, we do the hammer on 6. So it sounds like this. Then we go into this position. Index first finger on the 2nd string 5th fret, and ring finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string. And here you can probably just play it with hybrid picking, which means pick on the lowest string and finger of your right hand on the top string. Alternatively, you can just play with a pick. Just have to make sure that the middle string, which is the 3rd string, is muted. After that we go into 7th fret, again barred on the 3rd and 2nd strings. 5th, again the same thing. The 6th fret hammered on, just like a grace note. And we go 7th fret on the 4th string. So the first full bar would sound like this. The second bar sounds the same way as the first bar. And then for the intro A, we go into D and 2 Gs. So the D comes on the end of 2, and 2 Gs come on the end of 3 and the beat 4. So the whole bar would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 3, 4. Now, when we're talking about AC/DC, we're always talking about power chords for the most part. So the D is actually D5. So you play 0, 2, 3, and strings 4, 3, and 2. You can also add the 5th string as well, open 5th string, to add that extra grit. And also for the G chord, we kind of play the open G shape, but it's actually without a 3rd. So we play the 6th string, 4th, 3rd, both open, and the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. You can also add the pinky if you'd like. That's not necessary. So the whole riff sounds like this. 3, 4. So the band only comes on those 2 hits of the chords. 2 rounds in, and then we have the whole band coming in. The riff kind of remains the same, but that's the intro B, and that's the difference, because instead of going D and 2 Gs, we just do 2 D. So 3, 4. So the verse goes like this. The first half, all we have to do is play the A chord, A power chord, so that's going to be 0 G2. You kind of bar it, usually in this kind of context, with your index finger. Then we release those two strings, but we still play the same set of strings, so 5, 4, 3. And then back to 2 A's. So 3, 4. Then the second bar would be A, open strings, A again, and then we do 2 hits on the D. On beats, end of beat 2 and end of beat 3, so 3, 4. That happens twice, so we have 3, 4. Then the second half of the verse, we hold the A chord on the first bar, so the verse really slowly again. Pre-chorus introduces a little bit more rhythmic complexity to it, but it's nothing scary, so I'm just going to quickly play it for you. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a 6-bar figure that we have, and we start with a G chord, G5, and a 1, so 1. And we do 2 hits on G, and at the end of beat 3 we play the D chord, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Play another D on the beat 1 of the second bar, 1 on the end of beat 2, and then 2 G's on the end of beat 3 and beat 4. This probably sounds much more difficult than it actually is. If we just play it a couple of times, you will hear it and you will be able to pick it up. So I'll just do that. So 3, 4, 1. Second time around, we played 3 times of the G, so we play a long C chord, C major or C power chord, and long G for the whole bar. So both chords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the pre-chorus, I'll play that slowly again. 3, 4. Okay, so the chorus. Chorus introduces a little bit more movement and might be a bit challenging at the beginning, but once you get used to it, it's actually rather easy. So the chorus sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we start with the D power chord, 0, 2, 3, string 3, 4, and we kind of have this descending line where we play the 4th fret and the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and I use my pinky because the rest of the fingers are part of the chord, so, and then I use my index finger just to quickly jump from that chord and go into the A power chord. So whenever I have my index finger there, just kind of slide it down for that A power chord. So that's kind of the situation here. Then we play part of the verse, which is... But instead of playing those chords short, we're gonna play them long. So the riff would sound like this. So that happens 3 times. So you play the same 2 bars 3 rounds. So the last 2 bars, we go on the 5th string and we do a little line, 3, 2, 0 on the 5th string. Then we go a G power chord for the rest of the bar. So then the following bar we have C power chord. So frets from the 5th string would be 3, 5, 5. And we go 1 short hit, and then quick, going into the D. So the first one happens on the beat 1, second C happens on the beat 2, and then we go quickly into that D5. So it might be a bit difficult. If that jump is a bit too drastic for you, you can always just slide that power chord shape by 2 frets and still have this D power chord. So the chorus slowly again. 3, 4. So since we talked about the structure, I'm gonna let you guys figure how the song works and where all these parts go and stuff. The last thing I'm gonna look into is the solo, which is rather challenging, but really, really fun to play. So let's crack on. Okay, so the solo starts with some triads going all over the place. So we slide into 8th fret on the 2nd string and 9th fret on the 3rd string. Probably using middle and 3rd finger because then you can use your index finger to mute the other strings. This is what I kind of tend to use, but if you prefer to use index finger fretting the string, that's absolutely fine. So we slide into the first one. We play 7 hits of those. 5, 6, 7. And on the 8th, we just play open 2 strings, 2nd and 3rd. And then we go into the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, 4th on the 3rd string. 2 hits on that. 3 frets up, so that the 6th fret on the middle finger, and 7th fret on with the ring finger. And then we do a little pull off, so we hit the ones on the 3rd fret, we pull them, and we go to the 6th fret, we pull them off as well, and then back to the 3rd. So really slowly again. It's quite a fast pull off. So that 2nd bar again. Then we're going back into the same triad with the middle finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string, but we're only starting playing it on the end of beat 1. So 1. So in the context, it would sound like this. 3, 4. And then we slide up to the 15th fret with the middle finger, so your ring finger is on the 16th fret of the 3rd string. And what we do here is kind of, it's not really clear exactly what he's doing, but what I'm just interpreting it as is that kind of like, or you can just play this is straight 8th notes. Both work really fine. Let's do the whole thing so far. 3, 4. So after that we have a bend on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. So the trick here is we have to bend the string, the 2nd string, and we also have to grab the 3rd string as well. And go back and release the bend. So the actual bend, the first initial bend starts on the end of 1, so 1. Wow. So the initial bend starts on the end of beat 1, so 1. And we finish with a which is kind of a little pentatonic run, so we have 8, and a quick pull off to the 5th on the 2nd string, then 5, 7 on the 3rd string, and finish off with a 7 on the 4th string. So that bend again. So that lick again, 3 and 4. So after that pentatonic lick, we slide down from the 12th fret. So the very ending of the solo sounds like this. So after that slide, we go into this position. 12th fret, first finger, index finger on the 1st string, 12th fret, and middle finger on the 13th fret, 2nd string. We kind of go 2nd string, 1st string, then we jump to the 15th fret with your pinky. Back to the 13th fret, so this time we don't play the 1st string, we just keep that space empty. And then we play the 15th on the 2nd and 12th on the 1st, so. Then we do a little bends on that 13th fret of the 2nd string. So the 1st note actually isn't bent, but the 2nd and 3rd are. So we go. We finish off the solo with this kind of like. So we go 13th fret on the 2nd string. Potentially pull off to the 10th fret of the 2nd string, 11th on the 3rd, again, and 10th on the 2nd, so again. Then we do a pull off with a ring finger on the 11th, on the 3rd string to the 9th. Then we go middle finger on the 10th on the 4th. Hammer on the 11th fret with our index finger, and finish up with the index finger on the 10th fret. So that last bit again. So let's do the whole solo again, just so we get the whole idea. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright guys, so this is it. I hope you found this lesson useful. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.